is really interesting, and me and Eva, who is also who joined the team of Lean World.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I have to change microphones. So,
okay, super.
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased to join this meeting and to say hello to Mr. Yoshino. And I have to tell you, we met 4 years ago in Japan.
Oh, really?
Really?
I met you?
I was a part of the Paul Eckers team.
Paul Eckers?
Paul Eckers, yes. And I remember your lecture
where was it?
It was Nagoya.
Where was it?
This was in, I think, September of 2019 in Nagoya. We visited...
This year? This year?
No. It was 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't remember you. I'm sorry. You know, the Paul Eckers is still working very, very actively. Actually, he is focusing on the lean activity in what is it? Kazakhstan. You know,
really?
Yeah, it's a big island, big country just south of Russia, and they keep sending around 20 people almost every week in this year. So, okay, Paul Eckers is very, very active. Okay, that's great. That's great.
In general, he is a very active man. He's always very busy, doing a lot of things. But I was really pleased to meet you and also the other people, and it was a great experience, I have to tell you.
Oh, so, I'm glad to hear that.
Okay.
So thank you. Yes. So once again, I am happy to see all of you. So today Isao will tell us a little bit about the Kanri Naryoku program, KanPro, which was the program for managers development in Toyota, and I found it very useful for us as a current management. So let's listen to the story of Isao. Isao, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I just quickly introduce myself very quickly. I'm already retired from Toyota a long time ago, 2006. So right now it's been for more than 10 years. But I'm still working just like this, talking to the people who are lean, who are, lean topics and across the world, particularly people from Poland are very, very active and lots of energy to learn more about what Toyota is doing. So I'm very, very happy to be part of this program. And, the KanPro it's a shortened name. As you see on this screen, Kanri Noryoku Program. Actually, the original title is Kanri Noryoku Improvement Program. Kanri Noryoku means managing ability. So managing people, managing your target, managing your group, whatever. So Kanri Noryoku Program is designed by my boss, ex-boss in maybe 1978, 79. And so this is geared toward high-rank general manager level of people at Toyota, around 1,000 people. And so all of the general manager is the highest ranking of each department. Above general manager, then board members. So they are the highest ranking of employees. So they are big shot, but this KanPro is designed to retrain these general managers level of people in 1979 and 80 for 2 years. Very, very, interesting program. And anyway, I don't know how many minutes for this presentation?
We
10
have
minutes?
90 minutes in total, so maybe we have left like
Okay,
yeah,
okay, then, okay.
2 minutes for questions at the end.
I say maybe I will prefer to receive lots of questions. So next page, please. Okay, this is the background, but just quickly, you know, these are on the left-hand side a long time ago. 24 means 1924, long time ago. 1937, Kiichiro Toyoda, he founded Toyota Motor Corporation. Long time ago, it was 1937, long time ago. Then after 30 years, then TQC, those concepts came over, particularly from the United States, and all of the Japanese, particularly manufacturing executives, companies, we learned all those concepts from the United States. All those, we did not call it lean people, but those are like Dr. Deming and his group. We learned all those TQC, total quality control, those concepts from the United States. They came over to Japan to teach all the key big shot in Japan. It was late 50s or 60s. So those 1950s and early 60s, all the key manufacturers, not manufacturers, key Japanese corporations tried to learn all those new concepts from the United States. And it was around 60s, late 50s and 60s. Then Toyota is one of the very few, not very, but few, maybe around 10 or 15 companies who learned so deeply about this concept. And as you know, Toyota is located in the countryside. We are just all country boys, country girls. We are so honest, so, you know, not city boys, you know. So we are country boys, very honest, very nice people. So they spend, not we, but they learn so much deep. Then we change those key concepts into Toyota style somehow. Not everything, not 100% we copied, but we just learned it, the key concept, and try to make small changes to best match to the Toyota working style. It was around 60s. Then TQCs prevail across the company. And Compro happened, Compro was created long later, 79 and 80. Still more than 40 years. But this Compro Kali-Noryok program was specifically designed for highest ranking managers, just below decision makers, the top management. But they are top management. They are very highest ranking. We call it regional managers level. So they are not learning all those Kaizen activities, which is not. They learn how to manage people, how to operate their activities across their department, how to train their people, how to listen to them, how to attain the goal as a big group. Anyway, this is a quick story. Next page, please. And well, actually, this is maybe I'm going to say about the cross-functional management is, again, very short. Cross-functional management means, you know, we are manufacturers, so we have so many divisions across the company. So each key people for each divisions, they are not supposed to work only for their own department. They need to work together. They have to communicate with other department, big shot, and they have to work together as a big group, and they have to communicate, and so they're a big team. So sometimes, you know, many people just working in their own division that they don't care about what other divisions are doing. So we call it silo thinking. So you must be familiar with that concept. Silo is it's a big tall, you know, building where you store some food or something, but you don't see outside. So they are working. Silo thinking is always you're thinking within their own group and don't don't communicate with other people. So it's bad. It's bad. So silo thinking should be taken away. So one of the comments from the Dr. Deming's team is, okay, now you guys need to communicate with other departments, other divisions, and communicate with each other. So we call it cross-functional management is definitely needed. That is one of the things we learned. Next page, please. And okay, then I believe you are familiar of Hoshin Kanri. So maybe I'm going to skip, but Hoshin Kanri is, as you know, Hoshin Kanri is an activity for all the key members of the group to set the goal first. Then you create your action plans to attain the goal. And at a certain time, you have to review it. Then you have to take some other actions. Then toward the end of the year, you review everything and you analyze it and then take actions for the next year. So it's circles. So that is what we call it Hoshin Kanri. We learned from the United States. So you must be familiar with this. So that is Hoshin Kanri. And I'm going to skip the details. If you have any questions, just later you can ask me. Then Kampro is shortened name of Kanri Nordic program because Kanri Nordic program is too long. So I was one of the teams with a special projects team created about 4 or 5 or 6 people, and we call it shortened Kampro, Kanri Nordic program. So what is Kampro is for? Then as you see on this triangle, as you see, this is the hierarchy. This triangle on the top is, of course, those decision makers, the officers, the president, chairman, president, the managing director. They are not employees. They are decision makers. They are top. Base and just below those top management, then highest ranking employees, which we call general managers level. General managers is, as you see, general manager means top guy of each department. Then hierarchy-wise, underneath general managers, we have many managers working for the general manager. That ranking. And the managers and also assistant manager we do have. Then below that, no title guys, employees. So once Japanese people just join the company, you start with non-title, like employees. Then at a certain time, you get promoted to assistant manager. Then at a certain time, you get promoted. So within the company, we get promoted. So it's so different from Western world. Western world is sometimes you hire people from outside and put certain places, but in Japan still we don't leave the company as often as not you, but other Western people do that. So this hierarchy is very important for us. Anyway, this big circle, a black circle, is the target of Hoshin activities. As you see, it involves all the people in those divisions. I mean, in those layers division. So it's top management create their big Hoshin, company Hoshin. Then based on that, general managers, highest ranking managers create their own big positions Hoshin. Based on that, then the lower managers create their own detailed Hoshin. Then based on the detailed Hoshin, employees, newcomers and younger generation, well, actually they don't create Hoshin, but they will follow. So it's cascades down from top to the bottom. So it involves everybody within the company. However, Kampro is focused on specific group. As you see, the red mark. Kampro target is focused on highest ranking people, which means red circle, general manager level, highest ranking. Most of them, general managers don't do the job every single day, just like newcomer do. They make decisions. They just provide some help. They communicate with other people. So they are not doing the job every single day from 8 to 5, but they are taking care of the people. So their role is so different, as you know. So anyway, Kampro project was designed specifically for those highest ranking people. That is major difference between Kampro and Hoshin Kandi activity. Focus is highest ranking people. And I will go a little bit detailed. Why then? We already have a training program from every part, every layer of the organization. Why Kampro is added? Kampro was designed, why it was needed. So I go very quickly. After 73, maybe you guys are too young for me, but long time in 1973, oil crisis happened. I don't know whether you remember that. Oil crisis, oil, prices go so high up there because of the gasoline and high up. It's getting smaller, import. So Japanese car industry was severely hit, and auto market just shrink because gasoline prices go so high up there. People don't want to buy a car. So that oil crisis really was a big trigger. And another thing, Toyota cars quality in the market showed a decline. Qualities are getting bad. See, the price is high, the car does not sell, and also we have some a quality problem in those 60s, 70s. And then Toyota top leaders noticed that another thing is that looks like we learned so much from the United States 1950s and 60s. Now we are in the 70s, so 50s and maybe 20 years after we learned so much from Dr. Deming groups. Then people slowing down, people are not so much energetic, so much eager to learn something. So maybe they notice that something is missing with those high-ranking people particularly. So this is risky. Top management noticed that, not us, newcomer. So that was makes Toyota different. Anyway, so top management was concerned, okay, we have to do something. Then, as you see, number 4, Mr. Nemoto, he is a quality control guy. He's high up there, very, very smart, very nice, one of the best big shot. He was chosen, he was asked by top management, hey, Mr. Nemoto, why don't you create some training program for the highest ranking employees, which means general manager level, not a newcomer, not a middle manager, decision maker for each department. Why don't you create some training program for highest ranking general manager level? That is what President told Mr. Nemoto. So he's a quality control guy. He's expert on quality control, but he was assigned this one. That was really the starting point. And top management, they discussed and decided, okay, this is not a one-time training program, 1 week, 2 weeks. No. This is going to be 2 years. So 2-year program that is designed for general manager level. So they will be trained just like school kids in the school or something like that. But so very, very interesting. And general manager needs to learn something, and also they have to create their own Hoshin document. Hoshin document, maybe I'm going to talk about later, but familiar with Hoshin document. They have to create their own Hoshin document and follow it by their own initiatives. So that is part of the training program. And anyway, so this Kandi Noryok program was started by Mr. Nemoto, and it started 1978. And I joined this department after visiting 3 departments. I changed 1 to 3. So this was the 4th department. Anyway, so I joined this team. So that's why I'm quite familiar with this. I'm heavily involved in this activity. Anyway, that is how it started. It started from the need, from the top management feel some training is necessary. And next page, please. And then what is the items of Compro? You know, all the left hand 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. These are kind of abilities that needs to be understood, needs to be practiced by each key managers. And 1, 2, 3, 4. First one is planning and judging capability. It's you have to plan something and you have to check judgment. You have to check and then take some action. That planning of it. 2, broad knowledge, experiences, and perspectives. These are knowledge and experience. So number 2. Number 3, driving force to get job done. Leadership, kaizen capability. These are driving force to finish. So start something and finish and make it successful. So it's an action. Number 3. Number 4 is presentation or persuasion or negotiation capability. Because if you want to do something by yourself, then you don't have to persuade anybody, nobody. But if you work together with other division, you have to ask something to other division. You have to convince them. And sometimes they, oh, we are too busy, I cannot do that. So you have to convince them. You have to persuade them, okay, this is important. So you have to persuade, negotiation. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, these are key capability or key abilities that big shot, the people who are leader of the department needs to carry. However, these 1, 2, 3, 4 are too many, and 1 and 2, they are it is specific to each department. For example, it's if it becomes too much finance detailed issues, only finance people can do that, but other departments is not necessarily heavily involved. So 1 and 2, broad knowledge plan, it's specifically, you know, it can be learned for each department by themselves. However, you know, top management asked Mr. Nemoto that you have to train the entire 1,000 highest ranking people something. So 1 and 2 does not necessarily best fit to this program. Then number 3 and 4 was chosen. Driving force to get job. That means you have to persuade, and you have to take a leadership. You have to encourage people to work together. So that is we call it driving force. That is universal. That is common. That can be applied to every part of the division. Not part, every division, wherever you are. Number 4, presentation and persuasion skills or negotiation capability. That is needed for everybody. Wherever you are, this kind of ability is needed. So our team, Mr. Nemoto and our team chose these item number 3 and number 4. And that I believe it makes sense to you. See? So the having knowledge on the specific area of every department is different. So we cannot provide any common training on those items. But number 3, number 4 are the key abilities that we expect all the 1,000 general managers need to relearn through this training program. This is the structure of the Compro training program. And next page, please. Actually, okay, this is kind of rough schedule. As you see, this is too detailed. However, no need to go no need to go so detailed. However, we provide, you know, a lot of activities so that they don't get bored. See, if you start something and one in a certain month, like this is now November, December. If you do something in December, then in the next 2, 3, 4 months, we don't do anything. People don't remember what they learned in December. So we have to do that one by one so that they don't get bored. Not bored, but we have to provide them a lot of opportunity, frequently opportunities to get them excited. That is part of our job, our team's job. So Compro, we prepare so many programs and so many documents we share that we just distribute it so that everybody is always receive some information from our team and also they have to prepare something, so make them busy, just like a school kids. So this is very, very interesting program, which probably no other big company can do that. See, country only people. Okay, sure.
May I have a question? What was because there were lectures and here we can see that there were some informal meetings, managers with subordinates. Who do you mean as manager and subordinate?
Okay, well, actually, Nemoto lecture is that top management noticed that, okay, nowadays, general manager level, they are very high rank people, but still they are losing some interest, and a little bit it's fading away, so they notice. So Mr. Nemoto is an expert on the quality control, whatever. So we provide all those lectures from Mr. Nemoto by Mr. Nemoto and double check with all the people to remember all those sessions. It's a session and Q&A. Top management, Nemoto-san, and also general managers, lecturers and Q&A. So we expect those general managers to relearn. Then other things, that was your question. Okay.
Informal meetings.
Okay, informal meetings. Okay, this is each general managers come from each department. It's not that they are working on their own topics by themselves. No, not. From time to time, for example, if you have maybe 4 or 5 general managers within a big division, then they should get together at a certain time, and maybe once in 2 months, or once or twice in a month, they get together and share something. So they have to work just like a school kids. They exchange views. That is part of this training program. They work just like school kids. Relearn. Of course, they know all those key things, but they are expected to relearn and they learned so many years ago, but they relearn to match the current situation. So they are expected to communicate with other high-level people from different companies, always communicating, talking, discussing, share. And so that is part of this what is informal meeting. Informal meeting is, well, it's not informal, but it's formal meeting, but it's away from their daily work, but sometimes they get together and discuss specifically on this topic. And so that all those activities sometimes we prepare, we support something, but basically, we show them all the key structure, and then they pick up the topic themselves, and then they register to our office, then they put into practice. That is how it started. As you see,
So do I understand correctly that let's imagine that I am one of general manager.
Sure.
So I had a meeting with other general managers to discuss our Hoshina items. Yes.
Yeah, that is what they do. And of course, they have to first. Each general managers have to prepare. They have to prepare. Okay, what is my title? What is the title of my project? They have to pick up the topic themselves, and then they have to prepare how to explain to other people. Other people don't know so much about what this guy is doing, so you have to prepare how to explain that in a very short period of time. So they have to put it down, writing item 1, 2, 3, or 3. So they have to prepare the document. It's a very good training for them. Most of the general managers, highest level, they don't write their reports so often. They read the report from the working for him, but they are expected to write their own way of thinking in the memo and share it with other people. It's retraining for those highest ranking people. So that never happened. So this is very, very not too unique, but it's it's very, very good training, relearning again. And so
I have another question, because
Sure.
here in the point E, it's written that all the activities were handled in-house. So why you choose this way?
Well, actually, that's a good question, because I told you that we learned so many things from Dr. Deming's team in 1950s, 60s. At the time, Toyota was not ready to do everything by ourselves, inside, in-house. So we invited, whenever we try to solve the problem in the quality problem on the shop floor, for example, we invited outside university professors who is focusing on the QC concept in Tokyo, or Nagoya, invited all those university professors, and they are focusing on those areas. We invite them, and then we expect them to teach us. So in the 50s, when we learned TQC from the United States, then also we learned from Japanese expert from Tokyo and Nagoya, came over to Toyota City. They learned from outside expert. But top management said, okay, we learned 50s, we learned from outside professor, but now you guys have experience to learn something, but this time you guys need to learn by yourself, because we've been through that before. So now you have to train yourself. And so we have to do everything inside. If you need some trainer, Mr. Nemoto is a QC expert. He can train you. So that is very, very unique. So major difference in the 50s is we learn from America, we learn from outside university professor, but in this 79, 80, 20 years later, we decided we have to do everything in-house. So that's a major. So
I think that it's an interesting solution, and my experience is that when we join managers from all departments, all leaders from many different departments, their common knowledge is so huge, there is no need to take external experts to learn. They need to learn from each other.
Well, I said, university professors, they are focusing in your own specific area. See, but this in the business world, of course, there are two areas you have to know. General manager, the higher you go, the level of the knowledge in a specific area, and also the level of managing people, managing the job is different. Knowing deeper in the specific area is required to a little bit lower level, but higher level is how to manage people, how to manage the problem, how to take care of the, you understand what I mean? So more or less managing people, managing the job, managing the problems, those things are more important job for the general manager level. So general manager level do not necessarily have to know everything in details. They have to know certain key things. However, those general managers have so many experts down there. So if you need to know something specifically, then you can ask them. But general manager level is how to manage people, how to attain the goal as a big groups. The things they need to know, they need to be familiar is different from the specific specialist. So that's a good question. So this Kanri Nordic program, Kanri Nordic means managing ability. So managing ability does not necessarily include specific technical knowledge. We don't include it. Common knowledge, common capability to help other people, to train your people, to communicate your people, and to connect other people. It's more common capability, not a specific. So that's, well, I appreciate your input. So that is why this is important. So most important thing is that they have to communicate with each other, and so anyway, the reason why I show this, because always our office, we call it Kampur office. I'm part of the team. Always try to to create something, some small event, big event, and from certain timing, so that they don't get bored. And actually, they are busy people, but still, our job is to make them always get excited, and also, most importantly, make them feel that they learn something new after so many years. Because the higher you go, then you make some decisions. So you don't have to learn new things, but you have to create your judging ability. So it was very, very good training for them. That type of knowledge capability was missing for so long time ago. Okay, then I didn't mention, but can you believe it? This is a 2-year program, not 2 months, but 2 years. So every 6 months, after 6 months is long enough for them to create some summary. So each 2 times a year, we start working January, so then finish June. So maybe in late June or early July, they have to prepare this type of document, A3. A3 is a document. Well, actually, this is I translated into English, but this is my boss, Mr. Sugiura. He's the big boss of this training team, this Compro team. He's the boss. He's my direct boss. Of course, he's one of the general managers, so he has to create his own document, Compro, because he's in charge of this Compro, the entire. So he created this document, of course, in Japanese, and then he has to make presentation one time in June, in the mid-year, halfway. So he started this one in January, then he just make a summary after 6 months, and so something is good, something is bad. So it's a mid-term review. So he prepared this in his own writing by pencils, and at that time there was no laptop computer, so all handwritten. And so these guys needs to prepare these A3 document in A3 spaces 4 times in 2 years, or actually 2 times, June and November, December. Next year, June, November, December, 4 times within 2 years in this term of this. So this really helped them to put all the key things into limited space, and they have to make a presentation in front, as you see on the right-hand side, in front of the officers. They have to make this presentation within 10 minutes. So you cannot spend 25 minutes. No, you cannot. You have to finish everything in 10 minutes. So they have to make a rehearsal at home or at the office as well to finish. Sometimes it takes 12 minutes. That's too much, too many. So I was one of the members to put the chime. 9 minutes. Then we just put the ring. 9 minutes and one more minute, please. So they just study so hard, just like a school kid. As you see, they have to make this presentation. And also on the left-hand side, facing this way, those are officers. Officers is higher rank. They are decision maker. So they have to receive, not they, officers listen to those presentations, that they have to make some comments. See? So if those guys do not know much about it, then they have to learn. So this document prepared by general managers needs to be easy to understand by anybody and very simple. And what is the key point? Story flows. And so all those key things should be learned before these guys should create this type of A3 document. So it's a great trend, just like school kids learn, study so hard, then you get the test. So this is what happened. And anyway, so this is one. So this is too busy. You know that this is too busy. But sometimes people say, "Oh, this is too busy. You know, your boss document is too busy. This is no good." No, it's not bad. because he does not go through everything. He did not. He only, because this the guy who listened to you, they are looking at this A3 as well. See? So when Mr. Sugiura starts talking about it in very brief, quick manner, the people who judge this one, he can also go through this quickly from left to right. So when I listening, when also his eyes go through everything quickly, or what is the point he wants to make in this chart, and so it's a very, very good training, of course, for the general manager, but also at the same time, it's a great training for the bosses, for the officers to make any proper, appropriate questions or not answer the question. So it's a good training for those officers as well. Anyway, so this is the example, and
I think you saw that the content of this document is interesting. So just to let you
okay.
let know to our
Okay.
participants, we are recording this meeting, so you will able to stop the movie and read it in details.
Okay. Anyway, okay. The topic needs to be decided by each general managers. We don't assign them because general managers, okay, the assignment is very simple. Mr. Nemoto says that we have to let them decide what is the most important topic to make presentation. Let them decide. Not I decide, but your team, Sugiura's team. It's not that. But let them decide. So each department, each general manager is working every single day in a year, so he or she knows what is the key things that he or she needs to focus on every single day, every month, every week. And so, but it's not the most important thing that our request to each general managers is that, Mr. General Manager, please pick up the most important topic, which you believe is the most important topic for yourself as a big general manager. So you are big general manager, so you have so many items you have to know. However, you have to pick up the most important topic that you as topic which you need to take a close look all the time. See, so you have to pick up. So it requires every general manager to pick up the best fit topic. So it's not something that, okay, sometimes these problems happens all the time in this workplace, and we have to solve the problem. It cannot be, that's a too, not lower level, but too specific level, because general managers, they do not come down to the shop floor to fix the problem. So general managers make sure that all the problems should be handled by everybody. So their role is different from each worker, so each engineer. So they have to pick up the right topic. So it is so important for each general managers to pick up the best fit topic for him or for her. So it's a very, very good, well-designed program. Okay, these are the these are maybe you can take a look later, but these are the comments of each time. Again, each time I told you 4 times, mid-year and the end of the year for 2 times, so total 4 years of a review session. After that, and in that review session, my boss, Mr. Sugiura, and our team just sitting on the corner of that meeting room and make a memo. What kind of Q&A take place, and we wrote it down and share it with everybody. So these are the comments, but this is too detailed. But each time 4 years, and these are over on the left hand side. Items is overall the comments and PD. So these are key things. One of the key things to judge whether their presentation is good or bad is one is overall easy to understand or not. Number 2, PDCA circle. That means plan, do, check, action. Circles is going through that smoothly. See? And the plan, you plan something in the beginning of the year and then you put into practice. Is this smoothly handled? Check. Did they do some check action in the middle or a certain timing and did they take some actions based on that check process? So those we call it PDCA circle is roaring around. That is a second criteria. Number 3 is storyline. That means story flows smoothly. What he's trying to tell us is easy to understand. The story flows. Any important thing is not missing. So storyline and presentation. So how you present this one within short period of time, because top management is so busy. You cannot expect them to spend 30 minutes to make some decision. You have to make very, very, short comments, but very, very concise, and easy to understand presentation. So the way how you present this. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 items are kind of key areas to judge whether their presentation is good or bad. So these are comments coming from the top management. Anyway, you can share it with other people. You can send this to other people. Okay. Then, yeah, and actually these are the 2 years. So 70. This is 1980 year end. So this is the final review session. And what did you do as a general manager? This is simple, but very important, because when some terrible things happen, for example, in the department, it's not general manager's job to solve the problem right away. Well, not right away. Solve the problem is a task for each people who are in charge, maybe managers or those groups. So when something happens, what did you do? What kind of action, what kind of comment, what kind of arrangement do you make as a general manager? You're a big boss. You don't come down to the shop floor, you come down to the place where things happen and solve it with you and their team. No, your role is not that. There are so many people who do the job. What did you do? What kind of action did you do? So that is management. So those questions, so simple, but very broad and very, very important. And so those presenters or general managers learns again one more time, just like they learned 20 years ago. But this is a relearning experience for each highest ranking general manager level people. What is my role as general managers? It's a relearn process. It was very, very interesting experience for me. And so maybe there are so many other items, but the same, but this is 8 years. So then some people ask us, why at Toyota, they spend so much time and energy for 2 years, 17 and 80. Why you do that this so seriously, 2 years? And they keep asking us. Actually, general managers also ask our team, and also my boss keeps saying that, okay, 1 year is too short because you have to go through only 2 times, but you have to go through several times so that all these new learning will take place, will become your regular habit. See? And so when you master something, then you have to do over and over again. And so just like you practice, just like you play golf, then in order to hit a good golf, then you have to prepare something, and you have to prepare. So those preparation timing is so important. And so anyway, so 2 years you have to learn. 1 year very basic, and learn how to make presentation, how to write A3s, how to persuade the people, how to listen to them. Then first year, then you learn something. Then second year, you relearn and you add some more value to what you have learned the first year. So 2 years sounds like too long, but it's very, very good 2 years for them to reinforce their learning. And so probably that it will not happen. No, it will not it will not happen in other companies because Toyota people are so serious. So serious. Without being serious, this could not have happened.
So, reading the content of the slide, I have a question.
Sure.
Because there is a lot of different feedbacks, comments to this A3. And I was wondering, all these comments were made basing on A3 or some interviews with managers or some observations of managers?
All together, because 10 minutes you have to make all the presentation from left corner of the A3 and to the right corner. So the way you make presentation, the PDCA circle is turning around. And also key things are easy to understand. It's not too busy, or the way you talk is short enough, and all those things are judged on site. And also we put some memo as well. So it was amazing experience. And no, this will not happen in any other companies, in the big companies in Japan, because those general managers are too proud of themselves. But Toyota general managers, well, it's not too proud, but general managers, we don't have to learn anything. We know everything. That's why I'm chosen to general manager. But Toyota people is different. Even though we are German highest level of the employees, but still I need to know my role. So they want to learn. So they are ready to learn. That is part of Toyota culture. That means we are not perfect. We make mistakes, even though wherever up there you go, we make mistakes. So we have to learn. There are so many things that we have to learn. The higher you go, then the less key important information will come up to you because you are so busy. See, so it is a very good training. So good, you can train newcomer, easy because they don't know anything. But these guys, general managers spending more than 35, 40 years within Toyota, they think they know everything. However, they know some specific areas on everything. They work everything. But managing ability is different. How to take care of the people, how to attain the target as a big group, how to work together with the department. All those areas, which is it's not specific skills, specific professional skills, but it's a communication skills or how to view things more openly. So it's different skills, and so that is that. So I'm very much surprised to find that particularly Toyota board members are so serious about this one. That makes Toyota is so different. Board members so worried about Toyota because we've been too proud about being number one in Japan, number one, number two, number three in the world. So we are great. We can think so, but at the same time we have to do something more to make it more more solid. So we always prepare, and we always think that we are not yet reached the goal. We always not there. So I always think that there are so many things we need to learn more. So that is our way of thinking, which makes Toyota different from other companies. So other cars, quality almost the same with other Toyota car, Nissan car, Mazda. Quality is not so different, but our concept and our mindset is a little bit different from other companies, which makes Toyota very different. So
after the first run of CanPro, the CanPro was repeated then later. I mean that you ran the 2 years program of CanPro. Did you continue this program?
Well, it was not repeated again in that style, but the content of this CanPro is transferred to the regular training program in the training department. So it was not finished, but it was it was not a one-time or 2-year 2-year special event run the department where I used to work, but it was sent to the training department, and they include in the higher level of training. That concept includes. So it's not ended over there 80s, but it's already included in the regular training program. So it was very, very good training, and the content is passed down from generation to generation.
And from your perspective, what were the biggest benefits of this control? What kind of changes you observed?
One of the biggest changes that I found as a team is that all the general managers now clearly understand their role as a general manager. They think they know their role, but after this 2-year session, we found out, I'm one of those 6 members, we found out, okay, these guys, great people, but they are great in making all the arrangement within their own department. Their view, their eyes, way of thinking become broader across the border of the department. They have to work together with the department, always view things from higher level of people, sometimes from above, so they are broader, their views are broader, they're higher, and also they spend more time and energy to the people working for them, because the people working for him or working for her, they are actually doing the job. Their managers are the people who manage. So they know after these 2 years programs, those general managers learned how to manage people in the real sense of the word. Managing the people is not tell the people, do this, bring me the answer 2 weeks later. It's not that, but they have to check in the middle or in certain timing. Okay, did you do that? Did you need some help? Always communicate. Always make sure that everybody is struggling or not. If they need some help, you have to help them. All those things, their eyesight is getting broader. That is what we found out. And it's very, very interesting. And again,
There is one question, Arek.
Sure.
You have
Yes.
raised it.
I can imagine that at that time, Toyota was a typical Japanese company or concentrated on the Japanese market, but probably you have already started other countries like States. So was it only for Japanese managers or also for international people?
Well, actually, that's an interesting question. Well, actually, it was 79, 80. It was just before we start manufacturing cars in the United States outside of Japan. Of course, we manufacture cars overseas countries, but it's not full size. Not full size, it's complete manufacturing, but we ship in halfway, we assemble it in Japan halfway, and then we send it over there then and put it together. It's not manufacturing, it's putting together. So it was 79, 80. At that time, still Toyota did not even think about manufacturing cars in overseas countries. It was right after Campro finished, 79, 80, it's finished. It was the time right after it's finished, Toyota started discussing with GM and Ford, all those manufacturing, because they are complaining. Those GM big 3 was complaining about Japanese cars just rushing into US market, so they are complaining. How come just you're sending us so many cars in this country? But if you guys manufacture cars in this country, which is in the US, then it creates jobs. Then it's okay. So there's a lot of pressure coming from all those manufacturers as well in the US politicians. That's why in 82, right after Campro finished, 2 years later, 82, Nissan decided to step into Ohio, state of Ohio, manufacture cars. 83, Nissan went to Tennessee, state of Tennessee. And Toyota decided to 1884, decided to manufacture cars in California. So it was before, we start manufacturing cars. We working together with Americans, with foreign people. So it was a very, very good training, very best timing. We learned how to work together as only Japanese, but how to manage people. We learned, so all those people, we learned so much about how to manage people. Then we started working with foreign people. So we use that lesson learned within the Japanese people. We just use that experience to work together with people from different culture. That's interesting question. Thanks.
So they had also the managers from Toyota's plants in US were also they had also 2 years program, or it was shortened?
Well, actually, no, we did not do that, because most of the Toyota people send from Toyota to Kentucky or California, or those places, but because right now Toyota has maybe 14 or 15 places in, for example, in the US. So they are trained in Japan already. So they have their own, they created their own training program in each countries, not Toyota headquarters, but each companies based in each country, they develop their own training program to best fit to the conditions, to the people's mentality, everything. So it was very, very, very good timing for Toyota to learn by ourselves in Japan. Then all of a sudden, 82 Japanese cars needs to manufacture cars in the US and other countries. And so it was a great, and I was heavily involved in that training program for that joint venture between GM and Toyota. And it was a great, great experience for me. And they sent all the workers, shop floor workers, actually leaders, sent to Japan for training, for 3-week training. And I was in charge of that training program. It was great, great experience for me. And so working with people who has a different culture is not easy. So it was. If we have any time, maybe later on, I can share this with me, because I have some video film. Did I send you the videotape?
You're asking me? Yes.
Yes. So if your people just interested, I will be very happy to talk about how American workers, all those leaders on shop floor changed their mindset. Just for 3 weeks training in Japan, they not totally, but changed their mindset. They started changing because they've been treated so bad by the American managers, the workers. They are treated so bad, so they hate each other. They don't like each other. But once Toyota, start working, manufacturing cars in California, and 1984, they send all those shop floor leaders to Japan. I was in charge. Their mindset totally changed, 180 degrees, totally changed from terrible relations to best relations. I cannot believe it. And
I think it's how we can organize the meeting, especially for this topic, because I think that we can find some lessons in.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, and it was. I never forget. I still remember. And I hired, familiar John Shook, and I hired John Shook because we need some English-speaking guy, and I hired John Shook, and he played a very important role. It was fantastic 2 years. I was in the training, and for those people, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Yes, anytime just to prepare, and we discuss about it, because so anybody who has any culture, any different culture, still, as long as they are flexible, they are ready to learn, and we are ready to also relearn together, then something will happen. So it's very, very interesting, amazing experience.
Mr. Yoshino, this was the lecture in Japan. When I was in Japan, this was exactly your topic you talked about.
Okay.
So I remember, and I do confirm. I do confirm it's interesting topic, and Joanna, please organize it.
Okay, I will.
Well, actually, at the time, maybe I did not talk this much, the details, because we have so many other topics. But yeah, so I would like to share it with you, because if one culture is created and nobody believes it, you can change the culture once you get it. No, it is possible. It happened. So we witness it changes. It's amazing.
I'm wondering, this is the question to our audience,
Sure.
guys and girls, or girls and guys. My question is, do you see the big difference between the needs of managers from Toyota and needs of our managers? The question is, are we so different as a managers in Japan or in Poland? Or we are facing with the same problems or challenges? You can comment on chat if you wish. Because when I don't know, I will wait for your answers. Yeah, same problems, issue matters. So I totally agree that we are not so different, and managing people and managing and creating the environment for development of the people, it has the same. It is the same kind of challenge. Of course, the specific and our different approach, approach can be different because it must fit to the culture, But I feel when I was reading on discussing with Isao about CanPro, I found it very similar to the problems which I was as a manager facing with, or still facing with. So there is a kind of the way how we as a managers can work on ourselves. And what I found very useful is that managers can develop each other. Yes, so talking, working together, and having the time to talk, to discuss what are my challenges, what I'm facing with, how I try to do it, is a good learning environment. Dobrochna is writing, the biggest difference is in the teams. We start from a very different level of teamwork. We have to learn it, which takes a lot of time. That's true.
I forgot to mention that, one of the things which makes Toyota different from other big companies in Japan is that Toyota leaders is very much ready to listen to the people more often than any other company, probably. And so lots of communication between the boss and subordinate. And many other companies, the bosses make some decisions and they don't have to ask some, communicate with the people soft, but Toyota always try to listen to them. And that makes Toyota different from other companies. And you know that in Japan we have some Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, Mitsubishi, and all those companies. Car quality are the same. However, management style is so different. It's so different. Nissan and Toyota is so totally opposite. And totally opposite. Because my cousin used to work at Nissan, and he's 3 years older, and he's always complaining. So what makes makes him complain about it? I've been wondering. Maybe probably because he did not think that boss is close to him. Boss is ready to listen to him. But within Toyota, boss is always ready to listen to subordinate, because the people subordinate are working, subordinate is doing their work, and you are managing them. So that's so different, so different. The relation between boss and subordinate is so different. That is one of the very unique company with that culture. And of course, maybe most of your people are the bosses in the position of being a boss. So if you change your attitude, if you understand and if you show that you care about the people, you're ready to listen to them, that will make a lot of difference. And I went through that process so many times before. So it's making some decision yourself as a big boss. That makes a lot of difference. And so don't expect subordinate to come up to you, but just if people don't come to you, you bring yourself to the people. And so that is what Toyota managers do. Always this come down to the shop floor, not only in the shop floor, but in the office as well. So there is a small difference between Toyota's working style and other companies. It looks like it's small, but huge difference. Huge difference, small difference makes a huge result.
Mr. Yoshino, if may I ask you, is it that you say it's a big difference, but is it because the managers at Toyota are chosen in a different way, or is it because they are trained in a different way? Do you select them? I mean, do you take other people with different mentality, or you train the people in that way that they are so different than others?
Well, actually, basic point is that if you have maybe 10 people, for example, working for you, 10 people have 10 different background, 10 different point of view, 10 different approach, 10 different opinions, 10 different way of doing things. So you have to know that. In order to know that, you have to get closer to him, closer to her. So what you have to bring yourself to calm down to them, not directly, but you have to be ready to listen to them. And so if, for example, if one guy is too slow on his job, for example, and then you have to find out why he's so slow. But in other companies, if the subordinate is too slow, then you blame them. Okay, you're always late. You're supposed to bring me this weekend, but just always, late. You blame them. Nothing happens. But within Toyota, just if people are late, a little late anyway, then you have to find out why he or she is so late, takes so much time. You have to bring yourself to them and find out how you can help them out. So distance between boss and subordinate is closer within Toyota. It's not that you guys need to come to me, but you have to bring yourself, come down to them. Actually, you can go down, or you tell them that I'm ready to help you. So that is what my boss told me all the time. Just you are new to this job. Just if you have any questions, just tell me. And so he always tried to help me out. So I know that, okay, boss is trying to help me out. He believes that is his job to train me. So I feel so good. So I have a feeling that my boss is very close to me. And so that makes me so happy, so satisfied. So I can put all my energy into to improve my job. So it's a good circle. So everything should start from the boss. Don't expect your people to change the attitude. You have to change your attitude first and show it to them and see what happens. That is basic attitude for all the Toyota managers. So I don't know whether I answer your question, but that makes Toyota very different from other companies.
Yeah, but you have to have people with humility, very humble people. So do you train them this way, or do you just take the newcoming people for the managers? Do you take them in a according to a special pattern or special key that they only select limited or very special characters? That's what I mean.
Well, actually, why in order to find out how to train them, of course, training them is important. In order to start training, you have to know their mindset, their character, their attitude, way of thinking, their background, and what is their intention in life, what they want to accomplish, or what kind of problem they have in mind. You have to get to know better. That's why we spend so much time to spend some time with the people working for you. So we always, you have 10 people, 10 different approach. And so you have to be patient in Toyota. And we know that we have to be patient. We don't say that verbally at Toyota, but we have to be patient. And also we have to serious. So patience and seriousness is two key words for Toyota people and for myself as well. So my boss always be patient. He was always patient. He was always serious about me, about training me. So when something happens and then I cannot find any solution, my boss, Mr. Sugiura, did not give me the answer right away. He knows. He's so experienced. He knows everything. So he may be tempted to give the right answer, but he shut his mouth. He's just wait for me to come back to him. Boss, I tried 6 different times, I cannot. Then he said, oh, okay, thanks for talking to me. Just let's sit down and discuss about. So he is ready. He's so patient and he's so serious to train me. So that makes Toyota so different from other companies. It's not that each people's mindset or their knowledge or smartness is same. Other people attitude is different. Attitude you can improve. Your knowledge and experience, same thing or wherever you go. So attitude makes a lot of difference. Thank you for asking that question. It's a simple question, but it's very, very important.
So Isao, when you were hiring new people to Toyota, you were checking their attitude?
Yes, that's an interesting question. Well, many companies, when you take a look at the resume, and okay, he graduates from this great university and looks like he must be smart. So you make some decision out of those description on the paper. But within Toyota, we don't care about what measure they take. We need to know the personality, ability, future ability, or flexibility, and the attitude, ready to learn something. We need to find out whether in that area. So we don't care about what their background is. Of course, sometimes we have to separate. Well, actually, there are certain ways, but it's not a major thing, what kind of university we graduate. And so, because learning in Japan, the university just teaches some very basic thing, but very basic. So we train them and make them shine and make them improve themselves. So we in Japan, particularly at Toyota, we hire people just because they have a potential, not capability right now. We don't care whether they can do something. We don't care. As long as they have some potential to become better, then we hire them. We can train them. But if we hire, this is so smart, he's wise, he talks very fluently, great. However, he's too proud or he's too aggressive, he does not want to learn more, then we don't hire. Well, it's an extreme case. So because I spent actually a couple of years, even though I don't belong to that human resources department, I was asked to come back to the university where I graduate and meet people, meet students to find out. That is a new practice for 2-3 years. So I did that. I asked all those 4 years university students and 10, 12 people. Then I asked them one by one, what did you, how do you, what is your major and whatever? What is your strong point, weak point? What would you like to do? And I judge something out of what the answers they ask me, out of the comments they make, out of the attitude they show, and out of the way they respond to me. So I want to find out their attitude, not aggressive, their positive attitude, or this good listener, or ready to learn something, and passion, all those things. It's not so easy. So we ask a silly question and something. So it was one of the things that makes Toyota different. So and many of the Japanese companies are like that. So maybe in the Western world, you hire people just because he or she just has certain title, certain level, and then they did a great job in other companies and you hire. But in particularly at Toyota, we hire people just because he or she has some potential to grow. So that's.
But is it Toyota so different in regards of approach to people and to culture and to the way, because the owners are so different, or Toyota people, the family was so different? What is the reason that there is one Toyota among many companies and it's so different?
Well, actually, it's a mixture of many things. One is Toyota's history. Toyota started as Sakichi Toyoda, who invented weaving machine, and he make a lot of money. He's a great, so smart, and he created new weaving machine. Then he told his son, Kiichiro, I created this weaving machine. So you're a son, so you have to start something new. You don't have to follow this one. You have to create your own business yourself. So Kiichiro, his son, started, it was about 1930s. He said, okay, so Dad, your area is maybe weaving machine it's so important, but now probably cars manufacturing is very, very important. So he chose car manufacturing. So that is one of the things Toyota started. And also, we are not perfect. We make mistakes. So we don't blame somebody for making mistakes, because making mistakes is a result of your actions. So taking action is more important to learn something. If you don't take any action, nothing happens. So no mistakes, no nothing, no success, nothing. If you start something, you make mistakes, that happens. So instead of blaming somebody for the mistakes, but first thing we have to do is to sit down, discuss what creates the causes, what caused this problem. So we did not focus on the people, we focus on the problems. So those kinds of way of thinking is passed down from generation to generation. That makes Toyota so different from other companies. So it did not happen overnight. So that's why, and also another reason is Toyota is located in the countryside in Japan, very much countryside. very much countryside. And in that countryside, where I come from also, it's a very, it's rural area and no big business, no nothing. So you have to, it's farming only. You have to work hard to make a living. So working hard is necessity. So working hard only can bring you some happiness or whatever. So you have to be patient. You have to be serious about it. Those kind of culture is ingrained. What do you call it? Ingrained in the people when they start manufacturing cars and maybe 30s, 40s. So those are small things maybe, but it's passed down from generations. But other companies like Nissan, I'm sorry to say, but Nissan is so different, so different. And Nissan started as business people, and then they bring in new people from the bank, from the other business. So it's not consistent. Their policy was not consistent. That is one of the reasons why my cousin in Tokyo was complaining about it. So anyway, to answer your question, those customs that we share, we enjoy right now, not enjoy, we appreciate it's a history, and we have to come back all those, how it started, and if we are serious and to keep it, then it's passed down from generation to generation. So it's just like a country boys, country girls attitude. So that makes Toyota different. So people are the same people. Yeah, the Toyota people very nice, Nissan people very nice, I know. Then what makes the company so different? Leaders, attitude, leaders' way of thinking makes a lot of difference. People are the same people, but different. So one of the major difference is, as you know, that Toyota does not, we don't blame the people who make mistakes. Don't focus on the people. We have to focus on the reason. So we don't blame people. So we are not afraid of making mistakes and bring it up to the bosses. Boss, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but I have to learn why I made a mistake. Then boss says, oh, sure, no problem, because of so many things happen in this world. So let's discuss about what cause of the problem. So they don't blame me. They don't blame us. And I've been that experience so many times. And if you read Katie Anderson's book, you know, she wrote a book titled, a long title is, what is that? Learning to lead, leading to learn. After working for Toyota 40 years, Yoshino, so that long title. And I made a huge mistake in the shop floor on the training at the beginning of my time, and I make a huge mistake, but they did not blame me, and they didn't blame me. Instead, they said, "Oh, Yoshino, what was the reason?" She did not blame me. But what was the reason? How did you do that? Well, then, I explained. Oh, it was our mistake. It's not your mistake, but our rule, our procedure was wrong. So let's discuss how to improve this manual. That was the first. It happened within the first 4 months when I joined in 1966. I was so surprised with that attitude. So that makes Toyota different from other companies. It's a small difference. However, it's a huge difference. So that makes Toyota. So to answer your question, it's not the people, but it's boss's attitude, boss's way of thinking, makes the difference. And the people are the same. People basically, baby, newborn baby, very clean. Then he or she will be influenced by the way he or she was treated when they grow up. So how to treat people, particularly bosses' responsibility is so important, how to treat people. So that's why, even though I retired university, I retired, where was it? 3 years ago. But I still talk to, talk to the school staff. I'm going to next to Friday, I'm going to have a meeting, not meeting, get together, and because they have millions of issues. So I'm always ready to learn, ready to spend some time with them. I cannot solve the problem. I can listen to them, however. So that is part of the heritage that I'm carrying even after I retired Toyota 2006. So that is Toyota's culture. So it is slightly different from other companies. Sometimes it looks like huge difference, but it's small differences. But a small difference makes huge changes. So your answer, your question is so short, but it's very, very profound. I appreciate your asking that question.
Thank you for the answer.
Thank you for your time, dear audience. Thank you for your time, for being with us. And I hope that you took some lessons, some ideas, some inspiration from this time together. The time is ending. So the question is, if someone would like to ask one short question. Because we are three time delayed. So if I do not see hands, thank you for your time, and wait for next information about the next meeting with Isao.
Well, pick up any time because I'm available. Well, you're the first priority people, so let me know any time.
Thank
I will
you.
check with my diary. I appreciate all of your questions. Is very meaningful to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon, Isao. Have a nice night, because night is coming in Japan now. So thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much, and see you soon. You guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bardzo fajne spotkanie.
Tak? Podobało Ci się, Mariusz?
Tak, wiesz, ja dołączyłem dopiero pod koniec, bo miałem telko, ale super. Także fajnie, że to organizujesz, bo to naprawdę jest zupełnie inny przekaz, jak masz kogoś, kto tam był, żył i ma wiedzę przez doświadczenie. To jest naprawdę bardzo cenne.